Welcome back to school. Hope you had a great break. We are going to do a quick video lesson on generating equivalent expressions. We have done some practice with this before break, but we're going to ramp it up a little bit until we turn it into equations. So our two goals are, number one, create equivalent expressions by combining like terms. That's not what that's supposed to say. Combining, hopefully you can spell better than I can. And then number two, using substitution to solve expressions when given the value of a variable. So nothing brand new, just a little bit more complicated and a little bit more tedious as we ease our way into more algebra. So some quick notes and review. Feel free to copy this down if you think it will be helpful. If you're feeling very confident, that is fine. So when given an expression, you can only combine terms that have the same variable and exponent. So if we have 3x plus 5 plus 2x squared plus 6x, the only two things that we can combine or add together are going to be the 6x and the 3x because they have the same variable and the same exponent. And you can multiply or divide terms together even if they have a different variable or exponent. So if we have something like 3 times 2x, well, we can just say that 3 times 2x would equal 6x, and those can be combined. Even if we had something weird like a times c, well, that would just equal a times c. So we can combine them even if it doesn't do very much good. So our examples, I know this is a bit of review. So if we have 3x and 4x, that can combine to 7x. And then 4 plus 11 combine to 15. Question 2. So remember these two numbers next to each other with parentheses, that just means multiplication. So 2x times 5 will equal 10x. And these problems are going to be similar to your ones on the assignment. So they take a little bit of work, a little organization, but it will be good practice. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to look to see our original equation or expression, and we're going to combine the like terms, but we're going to verify or prove that the expressions are actually equal to each other. So we're going to use x equals 4 to prove that. So if we have our original, and I'm going to copy that down, 3 times x plus 9 times x, and if we combined, we would have 12x. So those are two separate expressions, and we are going to substitute 4 in for each value to make sure that we have done our math correctly. So I will switch colors even. So we're going to say, okay, now we have 3 times 4 plus 9 times 4, and that should be equal to 12 times 4. So we are going to have you walk through each expression, even though the math itself isn't going to be too difficult. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 9 times 4, which is 36, and 12 plus 36 is 48. And on the right side, we have 12 times 4, which is 48. So each question is worth, I think, 3 points. You get 1 point for combining like terms, a second point for verifying the first expression, and a third point for verifying the third expression. So 3 points for each question. All right, next one, a little bit more complicated. We have our original. You don't have to write original, but we do want it nice and spaced out. And we're also going to have our combined like terms, which will be 2c plus 15. So I'm going to rewrite that as 6 times 7 plus 3 minus 4 times 7 plus 12. And here I have 2 times 7 plus 15. Hopefully you'll see the one on the right is going to be much easier. So 6 times 7 is 42 plus 3 minus 28 plus 12. Using our order of operations, that gives us 45 minus 28 plus 12, 17 plus 12, 29. Here, 2 times 7 is 14 plus 15, and that equals 29. So I am making you work a little extra hard on some simple expressions, but I do think it's going to be good practice. It's a nice way to double check your work, because if your answers are different, that just means that you have a little math mistake somewhere. So 3 points per question. Again, you get 1 point for this equivalent, the equivalent expression, if my pen will work. There we go. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Good luck.